Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities may be available for today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, let's start off here on the daily as usual. So we have EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. So what's the daily showing us? Well, previous day on Friday, right, last week, we closed out as a bullish engulfing. I believe this was on news. Powell from the Fed announced something about rates, right, which was bad for the dollar. So we had a big bullish closeout. Now into today, we seem to have already swept previous weekly and daily high and previous weekly and daily lows on DXY. So we have sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity swept today. We have higher time frame sell side liquidity mitigated from previous lows, right, finally on DXY, where we finally come below this low here and broke that SMC divergence. So what else can we see on the daily? Well, we're going to be in a premium, right, because we're at the top of our daily leg. We haven't pulled back much, and today, since taking that buy side liquidity, we've made some bearish move, right? So the main takeaways are the buy side and sell side liquidity and that we're in a discount and premium. But let's go down to the 4 hour, see what that's showing us. So now on the 4 hours, a bit clearer to see that buy side liquidity we just about swept. I think we swept quite early today in Asia. So the buy side liquidity was taken a few hours ago, right? Previous weekly, previous daily high. And we quite clearly swept that previous weekly daily low on DXY with these sort of tweezer bombs, right? And if we look into this possible new leg here, right? So on the 4 hour, of course, we've got this larger sort of leg there, but I wouldn't argue with using this leg here from this low or this low to this high. So we're within a premium clearly, and we have massive imbalance and a 4 hour order block to attract the price below. The same on our inverse DXY. You can see bearish leg where we broke below this low, broke above this high for a bullish leg, and price seems to be drawn towards our imbalances at the moment. And we have a nice POI right down at the discount as well on both time frames to draw price. So already on the 4 hour, my bias, right, after taking sell side liquidity here on previous day, right, from previous lows, and sell side liquidity today and buy side liquidity today, while in a premium and discount, is that we're going to have some sort of possible pullback towards this discount here and this premium here. All right, price is bearish currently at the moment, so it seems to be playing out that theory. And if I just slightly zoom out, this purple box here is a 4 hour POI, right? So there's a 4 hour order block there, which I'm using as a POI, which was entered in on Friday and today. So it's holding some sort of possible resistance. Okay, so resistance POI, we're in a premium, right? We've taken buy side liquidity, we're in a discount, we've taken sell side liquidity, and we have imbalances to fill below in price. So that's my bias so far on the 4 hour. I think it's quite clear. So let's go down to the 1 hour, see if that agrees and what that shows us. So this bullish leg here is super clear on the 1 hour, of course. I'm mainly using it as a 1 hour leg, if I'm honest. So we have that 4 hour POI here. We have obviously a 1 hour order block within that anyway, but we have this low to this high up here where I've got my Fibonacci tool drawn. So discount, premium, we're currently within a premium, right? We've got our 4 hour POI mitigated, buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity, previous low mitigated as well. And then we've got our 1 hour and 4 hour POI above, right, within a premium to draw price. So this would be counter trend opportunities, of course, because we're clearly bullish still and bearish on DXY, but I have no problem with that from this premium. Of course, we've just filled this imbalance here. Maybe it's holding some sort of support at the moment. However, my bias is still to continue lower towards a discount. So the 1 hour pretty much agrees with what I was working with on the 4 hour. It's just even more obvious, right? You can see where we swept this internal sell side liquidity, and then on news broke above, creating a new high above these highs. It's only natural with how the market usually works. We'll come back down to a discount or towards it. So price doesn't always do that. We could be wrong. So we rely on the lower time frame structure and breakdown to execute our trades. So I hope everything's clear there and the structure is clear. Any questions, let me know in the comments. let's go down to the M15 and see what opportunities we may have for today. So before we continue here at M15, I do just want to highlight that yes, we do have these news announcements today. They're red folders here on TradingView, but on Forex Factory they're just orange folders. So we'll see how this plays out when it gets announced in the next 15 minutes or so. More importantly than that, it is a GBP, a British bank holiday today. Of course this is EU, but it can still be affected by all of the business closed in the UK. So we'll see how price moves, if price has the momentum or not. Obviously the DXY basket is weighted by like 12% towards the GBP as well, so we'll see if the dollar moves well or it doesn't as well. So yes, even though we're not using GBP, it still does affect, say, the dollar and how much volume may be in the market, right? But I'll still look out for good opportunities if we have the momentum, and I'll see how that goes. So just the warning ahead of time. Right, so to today's opportunities. Right, so we have our 1 hour leg here from that low to this new high up here. We have our M15 internal structure, which is there in the premium. What I'm waiting for now is some more momentum to come into the market here. We swept that buy side liquidity quite early in the Asia market. We didn't come up and take the buy side liquidity again as per usual with the cycle and then head lower. We've taken the sell side liquidity, okay, and I'm trying to see what price does. I think what would be great is if we take this Frankfurt high. So of course my bias, just to remind you, is for shorts. So I think if we were to come up, take this high here as buy side liquidity, alright, sweep this high, close out as a nice high sweeping candle, and then break this low as a break of structure, that would look good to me for a pullback towards our lower time frame order block with imbalance. This would need to be with momentum, I would hope, so the market looks like it's open and ready to move despite the bank holiday. So we come up, sweep buy side liquidity, break down with a lot of momentum, right, breaking below this low, then we get some sort of corrective pullback again to our lower time frame order block with possible imbalance here, where we can set our order to go short with our stop loss just above the high. So I'd be looking for something like this, and you can set your order wherever your strategy says. So possible inducement from that corrective pullback. Again, inducement, it would just be some liquidity below our entry. That liquidity gets mitigated, right, and we'd have had our break of structure around this point here. Buy side liquidity internally mitigated and swept to go short. I think this would look good to me. This would be that M15 structure, say, that we're working in. It'd be nice to break that, and then we can just head towards that discount. I think this would look great. So if I look closer at DXY is failing to break this high at the moment where EU has broken that low. So it may indicate that DXY wants to pull back again, maybe come for that sell side liquidity here, which would maybe make us come for that buy side liquidity. But this is just lower time frame SMC. At the moment, there's nothing to say price isn't going to continue and break this high here. But I think this would look good, right? I would like to see some more recent internal buy side liquidity taken, except for this one that was taken much earlier. That doesn't need to happen. So we could see price break down with some momentum, right? Let's say it breaks down from here. We break down below this low and these lows here, but I just want to see momentum come into the market, and then we could pull back up to, let's say if we have an order block here, right, being created now, and then we could trade down. Sorry, this is messy, let me clean this up. It could happen like this. We may see that structural break around there, right, and we could have an order block around here. Okay, so that could happen with our same inducement below here. This is the type of opportunities that I would be looking for. They just need to be quite clear, but I would still put my stop loss above here, if I'm honest. It's a lot of pips, but that's fine, and just target towards that discount. I would prefer the first opportunity. I don't like the way price is hanging around and then just suddenly breaking down. That wouldn't be great. I would like to see that internal liquidity sweep, right? That's always a great driver for price, because if that sweeps and then we break down with momentum, it's the driver for that momentum, right? What's the driver for this momentum here currently? I don't really see that. So those are the two things that I would consider, the first by far being my preference. Other than this, you could wait for the continuations if it breaks down again and leaves behind the order blocks. So that's what I see. I hope you gained value from that. I hope it was clear. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.